Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about the 11 parts. That is basically which is ongoing. Basically. And whenever the 11 parts happen, whenever we 11 parts means Asia part basically. Asia parts gets divided. And borderland basically always gets divided basically. That is basically 100% sure. That basically 100% is sure basically. So if another person asks the question basically, whenever the Asia land basically gets divided, that time basically the people basically are not staying in that border area. Then he told that yes, basically might be staying. So they might not be getting the information that land basically is getting divided. Then he told that basically might be possible basically. Might be possible basically, but 100% I'm not sure basically. They might be getting that little bit basically land basically has divided basically. That time basically whenever the land gets divided, the internet supply basically gets off. And whenever the internet supply basically gets off, then all the transactions basically which are done, which are supposed to be do, each and everything basically, the plane crash, everything basically that happens just within that 2-3 minute basically. So one of the person told that basically how basically that is possible here basically. Within 2-3 minutes that you want to say that plane basically that hundred plane basically crash in Everest and basically Himalaya basically. Then he told that yes, that basically need to check basically within 2-3 minutes basically how that is possible basically. Then one of the person told that basically somebody actually by mistake basically, one of the person told that World Trade Center basically was by that was basically attacked to USA, or basically it was the plane was supposed to go to Mount Everest and Himalaya basically, that by default basically it came to the World Trade Center basically. Then he told that that basically also need to check. That was actually not basically. Few people say that was not actually the attack to the USA basically. That was actually supposed to go to the Himalaya and Mount Everest basically. Then one of the person told that basically how many plane basically, if that plane was supposed to go to the Mount Everest and Himalaya basically, then how many plane basically gets like this basically get crashed to the Himalaya and Mount Everest. Then he told that basically USA group basically might be knowing that basically, that USA basically group might be knowing that basically, the government groups basically might be 100% knowing. But one other person told that governments keeps on changing basically, then who might be knowing this? That is also very dangerous thing basically. Governments always keeps on changing. Then who basically knows this basically? Public basically knows this? No basically. The plane basically get crash and the public, how basic public is going to know basically this? How basically public is going to know this? Then he told that yes, yeah, basically how public will know basically. The in USA basically that daily basically 100 plane get crash basically. Software basically never can able to track. Why? Because the data science project is created by the Asian group basically. That basically literally the overrides the American software company, and few people said are telling that basically number one software company is American. Then how basically the software gets override basically? That was the question basically asked by the one of the person. How basically that is? Then one of the people told that do you know basically old softwares basically that are COBOL, Pascal. Then one of them told that yes basically yeah. Few people says that basically do you know basically Microsoft might be possible that created by one of the Pascal or basically few COBOL group basically, might be possible basically, 100% not sure basically, but might be possible basically, or it might be possible that basically C++ group basically might have created. Then it told that yes basically might be possible. Then basically the group told that basically who actually is having the physical place of COBOL basically, because without physical place this type of big software basically can't create. Then into the DS basically might be. So So one of the person told that basically how this chain basically might be done here. Basically. So one of the person told that basically after creating basically most of all the software basically of COBOL basically might be shifted to satellite basically, and they might be handling that basically, because this is the only way basically. Then he told that might be possible. So COBOL satellite is there, COBOL software is there in satellite basically. COBOL Galaxy is there, Pascal Galaxy is there, Pascal satellite might be there, and few basically Pascal and COBOL basically group also basically might be there basically, who might be doing the task of the satellite groups basically. That is the directly satellite basically never connects. The companies basically who are connected with the satellite groups. Then basically this might be possible. That's why basically this is the only way basically that Microsoft and the operating system basically, which is basically connected with the signal of each and every planes basically, they might not be able to connect that basically. They might not be able to track that basically, that the data science project basically which is dumped to the particular that to that computer basically, that is actually not the live data, that is the data science project data. Like this basically, the all the experts of the data science group basically, that's why they picks from the college only basically, that this person basically is good in data science, just pick that particular person. This person is good in the software industry, pick that particular person. So the company basically directly hires them basically. Company directly hires that group basically, when they are basically in the college only basically. Few people says that basically they are when in the school basically, that time only they hires basically. And few people basically, they basically damage the brain also basically sometime basically, when basically for example that particular child basically is coming first na, so do one thing, एक काम करो उसका डैमेज कर दो ना ब्रेन बेसिकली. Why basically why basically is supposed to get first rank basically, why basically is supposed to get first rank basically, डैमेज कर दो ना उसका सिर basically. Then like this basically damage also basically happens. So that type of people are also basically there basically, that type of people basically are also there. So that is basically different topic. So here basically the topic is what, 11 parts, Asian country generated the software, overriding the data science software in the plain software basically, and that basically never able to track basically that. Even basically the employee of the USA basically, even the security of the USA basically are not able to track that basically. They basically told that basically Laden has done, this has done. They basically created the story also basically. They created the story also basically, that Laden basically might have done that. But in real basically, if that time basically they might have tracked this na basically, then mostly basically from 2001 basically 2023, how many plane basically might be crashed of the USA, and how many people basically might be died. Then one of the person told that basically might be possible here basically, the lots of people basically might be dying daily from the USA and coming to the USA. People dying from the USA and coming to the USA. So one of the person told that basically that need to track here basically from where the people are coming. It might possible that basically somebody might be planning basically something that basically, because this might be possible that people are coming, 100 people are dying, 1000 people are coming, so nobody will in this world basically can able to track that. Even the USA population basically counting people basically, they will not able to track. Why? Because 900 people basically are extra basically. Sorry, 800 people basically. Because 100 people already died na basically. Then he told that yes, yeah, basically. In the USA basically nobody can track that basically. Nobody in this world basically can track that basically. So in next video basically we are going to see basically how USA basically still basically was not able to track that basically data. That is the plane getting crashed daily basically, 100 minimum plane basically are getting crashed, and that might be 100% real, somebody might have told that basically.